everyone, and welcome to a new video. This is my Sims 4 Hillman Legacy. The Hillmans are a set of characters I have created just to get a feel of a legacy and so that I could play the game different to how I usually play it because I usually don't last very long when I play with a set of Sims. I've been playing with these I've been playing with this family for 4 months now. Not consistently though, I go on and off with playing it, and basically, I would like to introduce you to all of my Sims. Uh, they are scattered across a few different places. The main one is this house, which has the main part of the family minus one daughter. So Michael and Susie were high school sweethearts. They fell in love and they got married. And they had a kid when they were teenagers named Mabel. And then they decided to put the ring on it and get married and then have Nick. And then she later found out she was extremely fertile and she had Samantha and Jess. But then, to add even more fuel to the fire, she had triplets: Mary, Isabella, and Kate. Life is not easy in this house, it's very hectic. Michael is a lazy, jealous genius who works in the business career. He wants lots of money. He wants to be very big in the corporate world, but his laziness gets in the way of that, and sometimes at home it gets in the way as well. The incapability, that's the word, the incapability to complete normal daily tasks sometimes has resulted in Nick having to take a step up and almost be a co-father figure to the five other children. Susie is not a stay-at-home mum, surprisingly. She has a job. She is an aspiring chef, so she works as a chef, obviously. She's very family oriented, but she's a bit gloomy and she's a perfectionist. So her second child, her first one we'll get to later, is Nick. He wants to have a soulmate. He wants to find the one. He doesn't do too well at school because he is so infatuated with the life of being popular and having a girlfriend or a boyfriend. He was very confused about his sexuality for a long time, but I think that he's just came to the conclusion that he likes both, which is completely okay. He loves the outdoors and he loves gardening, but since winter has just been through, he hasn't been able to do much gardening recently, which has made him very upset. And he's, of course, a romantic sim, which goes hand in hand with his aspiration. Now, Jess is the tomboy out of the two sisters, the twins. She wants to be popular as well, just like her older brother, and she's very hot headed. She gets angry a lot, but she's the tomboy out of the two. Meanwhile, Samantha is the girly girl. She loves dressing up with dresses and everything. She wants to be in the art industry. She wants to succeed in art, and she loves dogs. This household doesn't have a dog though. So Mary, she is a very clingy toddler. Isabella is an angelic toddler, which isn't really what she's been like recently. Recently, she's been a bit of a handful, and Keith is a charmer. Um, I think that's basically all in this house. Michael and Nick have had a very hard relationship. Michael is sometimes abusive and does not have a good relationship with a few people in the family. So the next household is the second main one. It has Katrina Norman. She is the founder, so you say, of the maternity side of this family. She is Susie's mother. After her husband was killed in a tragic accident, she felt like she needed to fit her role as a housewife once again and take care of her daughter and her family. So that's what she did for a long time. This four were in with this lot as well, and it was very hectic. There was so many people having to deal with four toddlers and everything. I used MC Command Center for that to make it so that there was more than 8 people allowed to live in the house, and it was very crazy. So then Mabel, which is this one, she is a gardener. She loves outdoors as well, but she's a very clumsy, ambitious genius. And she wanted to attend university, and she completed her first semester. But then, while she was on her break, she met Yuma, and she fell pregnant. He was also studying at university at the time of this, and therefore he had to finish his semester and put them dreams away as well. He wants to be a villainous Valentine, but Mabel has shown him a new light, and he has put that away. They have a kid together. They have Nicholas, who is a very silly sim, and he was the first toddler. He was the first out of Generation 4 to come in. Mabel got pregnant, and Mabel and Susie wanted to be pregnant at the same time. So the very next day, Susie fell pregnant after many failed attempts at conceiving. She fell pregnant with the triplets. Nick has a partner. Her name is Kaori Nishidake. Pretty sure that's what it is. And she lives in Mount Komorebi with her grandparents. She is a NPC normally. She's one of the ones that comes in with the snow escape pack. She lives with her grandparents, and she fell pregnant after the two teens had gone and done the dirty. They had just started exploring their sexual lives and learning more about it, and so they have a child together. This was also a mod that let me do this, which is why I could have the teenagers have a baby. But we're going to quickly go into this household so then I can show you the baby. His name is Manu, and um, because Nick and Kaori were not married, or are not married rather, and don't live together, Manu has Kaori's last name, which when he's older though, I'm going to change it so that it is Hillman so that it's properly in the fourth generation. Since for loading screens take forever though, so we might be waiting a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. So she lives with Shiguru, I believe that's his name, and Sachiko, and Mani is. And we'll discuss this. Minnie is right here, it's peacefully sleeping. Nick hasn't got to meet his child yet. Nick's been very busy, and that household is so chaotic that I sometimes find it very hard to find time to have them go to other people's places and do other activities. And apart from that, I don't really think we've got a lot more to share. Well, I've got a lot more to share. With this new series, however long I play this world, I'm not going to document all the things they do, their daily trials and tribulations, because I feel like that would get quite boring, because I like it so it's very ritualistic, so that we can just have everything set in order, so then I can deal with having to deal with three toddlers, two children, and a teen, as well as a lazy parent, all by myself. And yeah, so I will most likely just record fun little events that happen, like if Nick and Carrie go on a date, then I'll probably record that. And if I check in with this lot, then I'll most likely record that. But I mainly played this household, which I'll take you for a quick little tour before we end it. Yeah, that house is just a normal house that comes with The Sims, but I've built on a few rooms so that Nick has his own room and so that the toddlers have their own room. I believe that's all the rooms are built on. Maybe the two children. No, never mind. That was in the house. I don't know. I started this just after Christmas, and yeah, I took a bit of a break from it because I get burnt out with The Sims sometimes, and I just never really. If I don't have a set objective, then I get bored very easily. But here is the house. As you can see, it is the first day of spring at 6 in the morning, so everything is still coated in snow. But these are Nick's garden beds. He hopes for this year that he is going to really get into gardening. He's going to level up his gardening skill massively. So yeah, it was just New Year, so that's why there's a TV here, and the kids' high chairs are in Nick's room. There is a computer so that they can boost up their fun without having to go with other people. Who's at the computer? Samantha is. This is Susie. She really needs to go to the toilet. Oh, she doesn't look like she's having fun there. Um, okay. This is Nick with his eyes closed. Can we just do that for a second? Oh, I'm looking in the good angles. This is Mary. It's very sad because everyone's just waking up. So the toddlers are hungry. There's Keith and Isabella. I love taking screenshots in this game. It makes for good memories. And this is Michael. He's the founder of the Hillman side because I didn't add his parents in, which means they don't have a backstory. But yeah, this was Katrina's bed before she moved out, and I just haven't gotten around to selling it yet. We need the money though, so I'll do that quickly. And maybe they can have their own beds. Don't know. There used to be a second bathroom while the kids were babies, and two of them used to be in here, and Keith used to be in here. This is when Katrina was still living here. And then Mabel, Yuma, and Nicholas all lived in a little flat here, so that they had their own personal time, but they were still comfy with the house. And then I finally got them to move out after I had enough funds to get them into a house. Although I did have to use a bit of Motherload to get the house. Actually, I didn't use Motherload. I used the money feature where you set it to a set amount. And yeah, next room is built onto how it usually is. It usually ends about there, and this room is also built on it ends there as well. So yeah, I think that's all I have to really show you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this little introduction to my legacy, and I hope to make more videos on it and show you through what happens. I have got my Sims Harbor on long life so that they have a lot of time to go through a bunch of different antics and activities and such. So she has 68 days to aging up, while I think he has 62, so he's a few days older. And for some reason, when I made these two Sims, it made Jess a day older than Samantha, when that is very much not true. Samantha's going through a bear phase as well, so she loves dressing up in her bear costume. She's been through this phase before, but it is returned. Um, and does it say the triplets have the same birthday? Or their birthday's not in this year? I don't think they are. Nick finally turns into a young adult this year, which means that he'll most likely go with Kaori and her family, leaving Susie and Michael to deal with the younger children. But then a few days after, it's the girls' birthdays anyway, so nothing to worry about. Yeah, I actually think that's all I have to show. I know I keep rambling on, and I know this is probably a long rambling session. I don't know, I haven't seen how long this video is yet. But you'll see it when it's on the internet. Thank you so much for watching this video, however, and I will see you another time. Bye, everyone.